I've got a few presentations for you. I do have more just to let you know if anybody does, again, if it comes down to us having a one-to-one or you need a bit more information, whatever it might be, I do have a few more presentations than what I'm going to go through tonight. But obviously, I don't want to absolutely bombard anybody. So I've just picked out, I think three, maybe four, that hopefully will get you guys on your way. No matter what our feelings are around social media, it is very, very hard to get away from it. It really, really is. Everybody uses one sort of platform or another nowadays. You've got your main ones, your Facebooks, your Instagram, those that have been around for a long time, YouTube. Then obviously we've got the new trend of TikTok, and it can be scary. And obviously, these presentations are just sort of here to give you a little bit of a boost, a little bit of a push. And also, there is different ways of being able to utilize social media. It doesn't have to be the same thing. I've been asked a question today on my second one-to-one, and it's a very confident person, very happy to talk, would be very happy to probably sit here and do what I'm doing with you now, but just does not like the idea of going on something like TikTok and physically having to record herself and post it out there for everybody to see. So some people will be more than happy with that, and that'll work wonders for them. Other people might not be so comfortable, and that's okay as well. We'll go through different ways of being able to use that kind of platform where it's all videos and music and hashtags and what have you. So we'll go through all of that kind of thing as well. As I say, we'll do the presentations and then we'll go through any Q&A. I am going to be sharing my screen, so please just bear in mind it does mean I'm not going to be able to see the chat. Just sometimes I know that we don't necessarily know that. So I'm going to share my screen with you all. I'm going to go straight into the first one, which actually is TikTok. And I did not do that on purpose because I didn't do them in any specific order. So first one, as I've just said, is TikTok. So how do we go about marketing on TikTok? And why should you even pick TikTok for your business? So obviously, we're all in the same boat here. Small businesses want to get the money in, want to sell your products, want to grow to a wider audience, and obviously build a big of a client base as possible. So the thing with TikTok is, and I will hold my hands up, I could, if I was allowed, if all different things would allow, I'd probably buy one or two things every single day. But the truth of the matter is, I am a sucker for this kind of thing. I am the ideal candidate to view TikTok because I do engage, I do get involved, I do bite the bullet, and I want what people are selling. So it's huge for things like that, meaning it's huge no matter what you're selling. Just because it's not physically something you're putting in a package and sending out first or second class at the post office does not mean that people don't want it. But it is a great way to be able to grow your business. And another thing, as you can see there, whether you're looking to reach Gen Z, millennials, parents, or grandparents, every generation seems to have flocked here. And that is so true. It could not be more true. You scroll through TikTok, and I know some of you will have it, some of you may not. But if you scroll through TikTok, you will literally see from a 2-year-old doing the latest dance trend and what have you, right the way through to somebody's nan, granddad, great grandma, great granddad doing exactly the same thing. It's a platform that truly everybody can and does use. So over 800 million active users, spend an average of 52 minutes a day. I could probably times that by 10 with the amount of time I spend on that app. As soon as I finish work, it's just my little go-to thing. It's I suppose a way to chill out. You can laugh at things. There's sad ones on there. You name it, you can find it on TikTok. And as it says there, a perfect addition to most marketing strategies. Isn't always the right fit for everybody. And, we're going to find that in every single platform. but let's have a see. So obviously bear in mind, this is based on the United States. They can get access to these stats a lot easier than ourselves, with them obviously being over there, but it's still a really good slide to look at. So users are 1.2 times more likely to spend more money when TikTok is part of a travel purchase journey. So 1.2 times more. And then they are 1.4 times more likely to look for travel destinations and lodging for holidays versus those that aren't on TikTok. And 59% of TikTok users said that they would recommend TikTok to others that who are shopping for travel. So more than half of people that have looked on there would then recommend. They may not have necessarily bought either, just to let you know. But nearly 60% of TikTok users would recommend for those that want to do some traveling to go and have a look on there. When TikTok is part of the travel purchase journey, 56% of users report feeling positive about their purchase. So by buying through TikTok, 60% of, well, almost 60% of them are happy, they're excited. Certainly nowadays, more and more websites pop up and you've never seen them before, you've never heard of them before. People are worried about handing money over. You just never know. So that's certainly not the case when it comes to TikTok. And over 60% of travel shoppers went to TikTok to actually research, learn about services, products, brands, destinations, different types of accommodation on there as well. 48% of travel shoppers say that they've used TikTok in the post-purchase stage of their purchase journey. So when it says post-purchase stage, that could be to look at who's posted about the hotel that they're staying at or the airline that they're flying with or something like that. And finally, when TikTok is part of the travel purchase journey, 57% of users say that they are likely to convince others to buy a product or service that they saw on TikTok themselves. So, how does it work? Again, some will know, some won't know. But what you're doing is you're creating, you're sharing, and obviously you're watching short form videos. Where it says users have their own For You feed, that works off an algorithm. So, for example, if I watched quite a lot of, let's say, prank videos, I would find that when I opened TikTok, I'd start seeing a lot more videos that were prank related without even asking for them, because I'm sort of making my own algorithm and it's remembering effectively what you've searched, what you've watched to the end, what you've liked, what you might have interacted with, which videos you've liked, like you'd like a post on Facebook or a picture on Instagram, exactly the same as that. And it sort of builds an algorithm for you, which is called your For You feed. And then it's got its own editing features. You can use pretty much any song that is to ever exist, old and new and not even out yet. They do have like hot lists, what's trending. You can use all of these things. It will literally tell you that 200,000 people have used this song and 800,000 people have used this song, and they'll both be in the top 10 and all of that sort of thing. You can put those in the back of your videos or your clips and all of that kind of thing, which will gain more people to see it on their For You feed as well. And as it says there, between 10 and 60-second videos, although that has now changed, you can do up to 10 minutes. But to be honest with you, between 10 to 60 seconds is a perfect time, really. So for anybody who is already on TikTok or who may be going onto TikTok, the Evolution Travel Cafe is on there as well. And that is their name, should you wish to search for them. And with regards to the slides themselves, that is literally it on TikTok. So we'll just go into it for a couple of minutes. Obviously, you've seen there how you can build your market around that, how it will help grow. So, this does very much work off a basis of your hashtags and things like that. So when you're posting a video, some photos, whatever it may be, before you physically post it out there, before you press send effectively, you'll be asked to write something, or there's a space to write something like you would on Facebook, like you would on Instagram. And this is also where the algorithm really, really kicks in. So it works off a hashtag basis. So if you started writing hashtag travel, you would see, for example, that that hashtag has been used, I don't know, 5 million times. It's a really good one to use. Things like travel with me, they might not be as high, but you're talking hundreds of thousands. As you're typing it in, it will come up and it will tell you how many times it's been used. So if you're posting, if you're writing something out and you're then starting to do your hashtags, if you're typing something and it's saying 10 posts, it's not got a good engagement. It's not used very often. You want to reach as many people as possible. That 5 million people have used the hashtag travel with me or something along those lines. Travel agent, offer of the day, holiday deal, those kind of things. They will draw people in that have been using them. They'll draw people in that have watched videos with those hashtags, and they will pop up. You don't have to ask that. That will happen with the algorithm of somebody else that has been searching for those things. Another thing to know with something like TikTok is consistency genuinely is key. 1, 2, 3 videos a day. Three videos a day is absolutely ideal. I also appreciate we're not superhumans and unicorns and we've got other things going on, but consistency is ideal. If you posted, let's say at this sort of time every single night, you are keeping your consistency. It may only be one, but that's okay because it's consistent. And what's really good with a page, with a platform like TikTok, is that they will pick up on that and they will put you on more people's pages because you are interacting, you are being consistent. You can search for hashtags on there. So if you are, let's say you wanted to see what other people are doing, put hashtag travel agent, see what videos come up, search for them, have a look through, see what's working. You can also see how many likes that these videos have had. You can see how many comments these videos have had. So nothing secret, if that's the right way to put it. You can go onto anybody's video and you can see somebody that's had 5 likes and somebody that's had 500,000 likes. You can see somebody that's had 2 comments on a video and you can see someone who's had 2,000 comments on a video. So that will also help you with what might be a good idea to post, what may not work as well, your own trial and error. And the other most important thing is you do not have to sit with your face on a camera. There is plenty of ways to do it. It has got a photograph feature. You could, for example, have a brilliant New York deal and you think that'd be great to post out. I'd like to see how it gets on, but I just can't stand the idea of literally sitting like this and talking to effectively nobody. You can post pictures of New York, of the hotel that you're selling. And then there's a tool where you can just put words on. So you could put New York from 699 on that. It'll flick through the photographs that you're uploading. You might have some all singing, all dancing, New York in the background, whatever it might be, whatever takes your fancy. But you don't physically have to be sat there with your face on that app. There's other ways around it and it does work as well. So that's TikTok for now. The next one that I am going to do is very, very similar and it's based around Facebook. Now, with something like Facebook, I would assume, and I may be wrong, it's not always good to assume, but I would assume that probably more people know the platform, more people have probably used the platform, are a lot more familiar with it. And again, it's an absolutely great tool to use because so many people do use it. It's a question I get asked a lot about using Facebook. Can you really grow your business? People look at Facebook and think they're people that I've added, they're my friends and people that I already know. It's not really expanding my business, but that is not the case at all. You can build your own business through any platform. And really, Facebook is one of the originals, and it is still one of the biggest and still one of the most used. So 3 billion monthly active users. So let's see how we can go about growing our sales and utilizing Facebook as a platform. If it's not something you've thought about, then have I really taken advantage of it? If you were to sit and ask yourself that, and have I understood how to do it right? How many people would genuinely be able to put their hands up and say, yeah, I have done both? Because actually, what we do on Facebook is we tell people that we're on a diet, we post a picture of our salad, we comment on somebody else's photograph that the child's growing up so quick, and then a week later, we're back to McDonald's and we're posting that. To be honest with you, I would say probably 70% of people, that's as far as it goes with Facebook. I know that I have certainly been exactly that for a long, long time. But there's so many more benefits to the likes of Facebook. So we're going to go through them. Um, and hopefully these things work for you guys. So, one of the biggest mistakes is to only treat it as a social platform. Exactly what I've just said. You go into the park, your child's growing up so fast, you're having a Big Mac meal, whatever it might be. So, some will post pictures, videos, blog content once or twice a week. They may have paid to boost, which I have spoken about myself, but in the end, it's just not enough to grow. So we all know that Facebook is used mainly for communication and to share moments with the family and friends that you've chosen to be friends with on there. But within that community, there are also people who use it to search for deals, read posts about new travel destinations, trends, questions. And obviously, this is where you can really, really grow your business. So, helping to understand your customers, being able to point out exactly what clients need, how they want it, and what they care about are some of the biggest goals for any travel marketers. And we know that ourselves from other trainings and stuff that we've done. So obviously we don't all have the time or necessarily know how to do analytics and all of that sort of thing, but Facebook can do all of this for you. So Facebook IQ is where they share all of the data from different sectors, and there is one on there that is specifically for the travel industry. So you can actually just type that in your search bar on Facebook, by the way. It is in your settings somewhere, but different phones have different setting areas. So easiest thing to do is just to type it into the search bar. And then promoting and gaining more visibility of your content. So use tools such as Facebook dynamic ads, which obviously does mean that more people are going to see it, more people will see your products, your services. And then what happens when you're not familiar with such a tool? There's a really, really easy way to do that, and that is boosting your content. Again, we spoke about it, I think last week, maybe the week before now, about being able to boost posts, offers, deals, whatever it may be. You can actually choose the audience that you want to boost that to. So you can do it to people who have specifically, you can do it to target areas, target markets. So, for example, if you found a brilliant 18 to 30s deal, let's say in the middle of Magaluf or something like that, You could choose to boost that specifically to Facebook users that are between the age of literally 18 and 30. Vice versa, if you had a cruise where maybe the average age was 70, you can boost that and choose a target audience that may be, sort of at pension kind of age. So the only thing that you'll need in order to be able to do that, as it says there, is have content that is already posted on your page. And then you literally click the promote button, the boost button, and follow the steps on there. As I've said to other people, that this does come at a cost, but you can also mess around with that as well. So you can go from a couple of pounds right the way up to sort of whatever your maximum is. Obviously, the more you spend, the more places it would reach. And I think it's on there for a longer period of time and things like that. So it lets you become a travel ninja. So if you take a step back and rethink your social strategy, which is obviously why you guys are all on here tonight, you will then realize that you can grow your business literally within weeks. The secret lies in converting your travel experience into a marketing weapon. And you do that by establishing yourself as a travel expert and adapting yourself to your customers' needs instead of just constantly trying to push your brand. So, users are looking for somebody to help them organize their dream trip, not just a brand. And that is something to remember. Again, something that we've been through in the past. People do buy from people. So they can see that this person, you guys out there know what they're talking about, posting regularly. You're active on there quite a lot. You've got answers, you've got ideas, you've got your own experiences. That is the kind of thing that people want because they want to feel comfortable. Adapting yourself to your customers' needs and answering their questions professionally means that they will come back to you. They will recommend you to friends and family that are also obviously looking for their own holidays as well. Facebook's travel advertising dedicated page has got plenty. I did have a quick look at this myself. There is all sorts on there. There's videos, there is Q&As, there's learnings on there, and it's all about boosting social media presence. So it's definitely, if you've got time, something worth looking into. And then getting started. So literally after all of that, you then obviously want to go through and you want to start achieving exactly what we've just been speaking about. So if you don't have a Facebook profile, it is literally an opening account. It's your own account that you might add your parents, your children, your grandchildren, your next door neighbour, the gardener, the window cleaner, people that you know. They post on there, you can see it. You post on there, they can see it, vice versa. Please bear in mind you can only have one personal account on Facebook, but it does mean that you can use it on the side for business as well. So I'm just going to leave the top bit there because it's kind of pretty much what we've just been through. But why should I use a Facebook page for business? A Facebook page is a great way to establish your presence online, especially if you do not own a website. It allows you to showcase and advertise your services, reaching a whole wide audience. The main reason is that there are no limit of followers or friends, while your personal account has a maximum of 5,000. You might think that that's enough when starting, but the truth is your products might not be attracted to all of those friends. You have to remember that any business's main goal is to reach the right audience. So you guys could have 5,000 friends, but that doesn't mean that you do what they want. Of course, you're going to reach some of them, but chances are to reach all 5,000 and have specifically what they're looking for, what they want, is probably just not realistic. So having a business page puts that aside, and there's no limit to how many followers you can have on there. Another aspect to take into consideration is the fact that your personal account doesn't let you create ads. provide a contact me, a visit my website button, but the business pages do. You can also customize a lot of things here as well, which obviously will all, if it looks attractive and people are scrolling through and it's what they want, they can also share your sites. You can connect with those people. So as it says down there, one good example is the option of adding customized buttons on your page. So this is something where you can book appointments. They can contact you directly. They can visit your website if you've got one, sign up for a newsletter. There's all sorts that you can put in there. And then along with that, you can put your working hours and all of that sort of thing, your email address, different ways of people being able to contact you. So 2 ideas for posting. So showcasing travel destinations. Explore various ways to showcase travel destinations through Facebook posts, including stunning photos, videos, and virtual tours. Highlight the importance of storytelling and conveying the unique experiences offered by each destination. The second one, customer testimonials and reviews. Explain the significance of customer testimonials and reviews in building trust and credibility. Something I want to touch on very quickly with that is please ask people. Ask people to leave you a review, to leave you a comment. Explain that you're still relatively new as the business owner, and their feedback would be of great help. It would be of great importance. There's nothing wrong with asking people to give you a review, leave a review, leave a 5-star, whatever, even if you don't want to write something, there's nothing wrong with that. And so for anybody who doesn't already know, this is just some basic information, a very straightforward way of setting up your Facebook account. So what you'll need to have is the name of your business. So obviously you can use your business name, or you can use some short words that obviously are relevant to your travel business. A short description or bio about your business. So there's just a small section that says about. So for somebody who is using this opportunity to specialize in something, you could put in there, my name's Sharna. I am a cruise specialist. I want to be able to send you X, Y, Z. Please contact me for anything cruise related. Obviously, you may not be a specialist, and you'll just adapt that to whatever it is that you are. Put in there yourself, keen traveler, experienced traveler. Let these people know that they can come to you, they can ask you questions, you're always available, you're always on hand, you'll do whatever you can. But it's short, it's to the point, it's who you are, and it's what you're about. And then, of course, a profile and a cover photo. So a picture that represents your business well. It could be yourself, it could be your logo, but just ensure that it is the right size and things like that. I know that sounds very straightforward, but you could be sat with your logo behind you, and if you've not sized it correctly on there, 3/4 of your logo could well be cut off, in which case it'll just look like there's something that maybe shouldn't be there in the background. So that is literally the basic information that you need in order to be able to set your page up. So now you need to actually create the page itself. So although you don't have to have a personal account to be able to create a business page, what you can do if you've got your own personal account is you can link the two together. It also means that your friends can share the page for you and all of that sort of thing. So it just gives you a little bit of an edge if you've got the personal Facebook page on there as well. So if you've already got a personal profile, you can literally just click on create page, which is on the menu. And again, you can go ahead and do all of that kind of thing. You can still add your own separate logo and cover picture and all of that as well. And then the type of page that you want to create. Business or brand is one option, and community or public figure is another. Obviously, you can choose either, but in our case, by choosing business and brand, it will allow you to have your address, your check-ins, the review section, all of that sort of thing. By choosing like a public figure, for example, you can't really review the one time that you met Taylor Swift or something like that. So you can choose either, but it does give you a couple of extra benefits by choosing the actual business one. And then this is where you'll then upload your logo or your picture that you've chosen. And then the second thing is a cover picture. So you can see just here where they've put this little house. That would be your profile picture, if you like. And then effectively, I think it's actually here, but where this blue is, effectively would be almost where your cover picture is. So it'd be nice to have something different rather than having the two exactly the same. But again, bear in mind, we are travel agents. Something that relates, let's just say, would be absolutely great there. Something eye catching, something that draws people in, because that is actually a lot bigger than your profile picture here. And then we've got the about section that we've also just spoken about, where you can put your little bio in there and sort of introduce yourself. And then you've got other areas of information, any website links if you've got one, a username, your contact information, as I said, your working hours, team members for anybody that's got them, anything like that. There's areas that you can pop that in there as well. And then you get your mailbox. That's automatically put in there as well. So people can send you direct messages. And then you can start inviting all of your contacts to your business page. You can see there it says there's an option where it says, do you know friends that might like your page? All you do is click the invite button. And then after that, your page itself is done. You can always add, take away, change things if it doesn't look right, if you don't like your cover photo, if you just want to mix it up every now and again, you absolutely can do all of that. But aside from that, what you've got is a blank page. So after you've got your blank page, it's ready to go. That's where you'll see inboxes, which is messages, direct messages, notifications if somebody's maybe commented on one of your posts or liked it or something like that. Insights, which gives you some statistics, publishing tools, settings, and help. And to be honest with you, when it comes to those buttons, you very rarely will need to use settings or help, to be honest with you. But you'll see if you've got a notification, it comes up in red. You can't miss it. You'll see if you've got a direct message, that comes up in red as well. Your insights is good to look at because it will tell you your recent post had X amount of engagement. So you'll be able to see how things are performing as well. And then planning and scheduling your posts. This is, to me, why I like Facebook as much as I do when it comes to having a business. Because if you know that tomorrow you're out of the house from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night, but you're quite quiet tonight, you could actually sit, put your posts together, plan them, write them as though you're going to post them, and then schedule them. Schedule them for tomorrow, and you do not have to think about it. You could schedule one for 9:30. You could schedule another one for, I don't know, 2:30 and another one for 5:30. You've done it all tonight. You don't need to think about it tomorrow, and you can carry on with your day. And it says there, failing to plan is planning to fail. Always reminds me of being at school, if I'm being honest, but it is so true. So it's just a very, very simple tool. The truth of the matter is, most of us, when we've got nothing to do, will either sit on social media, we're sat watching the TV, whatever it might be. You're not really going out of your way as such to do this. You wouldn't have been really doing anything anyway. To be honest with you, you could be stood walking on a treadmill at the gym and still have your phone in your hand and scheduling posts. to send out the following day, later on that evening, whatever it might be. So, what should I post? This is very much going to work in different ways for different people. So, the thing about content is that every single business has its own way of attracting customers. This will start with your logo and your cover photograph. Just to let you know, that's the first thing that they're going to see when they click on your page. So some share videos, some share photos, travel guides, travel tips. And what matters is to find out what draws them to your brand and how you can help them. Be sure to showcase your offers and services clearly and truthfully. Make a list of the services that you offer, the destinations, the products, and obviously what makes your brand unique. And what makes your brand unique is that there isn't really anything now that we can't book. So although again, some of you obviously will be specialists, in which case that's unique to you. For those of you who aren't a specialist in a specific area or product or service, you can literally book pretty much what anybody would possibly want. And again, that makes you unique. It's then just putting your own spin on it. So having a list in front of you will then help you decide what type of content to share. So, for example, if you sell adventurous trips to Asia, create inspirational and exciting videos or pictures. On the flip side of that, if it's a honeymoon package, you could create blog posts that highlight services and use the power of compelling storytelling about a romantic getaway. It's just tailoring it to that audience. As I say, just using the example of 18 to 30s. If it's 18 to 30s, post those photographs that have got the flashing lights in the background or the banging music. I have no idea what's happened there. Or the banging music, whatever it may be, but use it, tailor it. And there's also nothing wrong at all with posting an 18 to 30s one day, or should I say one morning, followed by a cruise that might be suited to 50s or 60-year-olds the next day. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having that same thing. Just make sure that any wording that goes along with it, or any photographs or videos that go along with it, just coincide with what you're selling specifically on that post. Focus on explaining how well organized everything is. Make them feel like they won't need to worry about anything else. Just make them feel as though that holiday is made for them. It's where they should be handing their money over to you because you've got everything in order. You're doing everything for them. And also it will 100% equal a repeat customer as well. There's some examples of posts there. I know that's probably a little bit small for us to be able to see. But that one, wave season, is specifically targeted for cruise. You can see the cruise in the background. This lady here, is having a lovely time. She's obviously showing what it looks like to be having a nice time on a cruise. Okay, and then you've also got the likes of live videos. You can post screenshots of your customers' reviews. You're allowed to do all of that. As I say, you on your personal Facebook, should you have one, you can post your own page as well. Get people sharing it. And again, ask your friends and family. You know, if you're sharing your page, literally put at the top there, please can my friends and family share my new business page for me? Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And then, as I was saying earlier, the Insights tab will tell you what's worked well, how many actions there's been, so how many people have clicked to your page, how many people have engaged with something specific, how many people your posts are reaching. So again, that will also give you an idea of what's working well in comparison to what may not be working as well for your page. And then connecting with your customers online. So it is obviously very, very common for people to search up on their own and buy their own thing online, whether that is a holiday or a 24 pack of toilet rolls that looks like it might be half price. People just do it. However, we as travel agents will still play a huge role when it comes to helping travelers looking to book their holidays. So if we bear that in mind, people do still want interaction. People do get worried about handing their money over. It might be a website that they've never seen before. It might be a brand that they don't necessarily know much about. It could be that they've had issues in the past. There's a lot of reasons as to why people will do the research but won't necessarily go any further into actually booking something themselves. It might be brand new to them. There's many, many reasons why. Okay. Yes. So in order then for your client, your customer, to not go off, you might have had that initial interaction with them, whatever it may be, and then all you literally need to do is just make sure that there's that the communication around your business, around your customers is key. Is again, the consistency is key. So how can you achieve this when it comes to Facebook? So you go into your own business page, you go to settings, you go to messaging, and you send them a message. That could be at the beginning. So if a customer has commented, let's say on one of your posts, you've commented back, and then that's turned into direct messages. By instantly responding to them, for a fact then you've instantly engaged with that customer. You're also not waiting 24 hours until you've got back to them. You can put instant reply messages on there. So if somebody does send you a message and it's 10 o'clock at night, you can actually set it up that your Facebook page will automatically respond to them, saying whatever you want. 9 times out of 10, you'll have probably seen it somewhere along the lines of, thank you for contacting us. My business hours are 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. Monday to Saturday. I'll get back to you between those hours. What anything at all, but you can set that up. So that will do that for you, but obviously you would then still need to go ahead and obviously do that customer's inquiry. Also make sure that then as a person rather than a robot is getting back to them. Thank you for your message last night. I've now taken your inquiry. I've got it for you, etc., etc. I'm going to look into it now, whatever it might be. And then how to build your audience and how to turn them into customers. So key thing, you can see it there in big bold letters, is do your best to be helpful. So you will find that some people really do need a helping hand from start to finish. Some people know what they want. They might go away 4, 5, 6 times a year, if only. Others absolutely will not. But no matter which category you fall into, everybody still needs help. If they didn't, they wouldn't be contacting you in the first place. So solutions, answers, even things like, if you see online that something around a visa is changing, by posting that on there, it's a different type of content, but it's advice. It's something that all people need to know. People that could reach somebody who absolutely isn't a client of yours, isn't a customer, but their travel agent may not have even told them. And I genuinely have seen that happen as well. And it was relating to a visa. If they're seeing that off somebody else's page and their own travel agent hasn't told them, then why are they ever going to go back? That could have turned into something much greater. That's just you putting something on there for information for people to be able to see as a little bit of an engagement. But again, you can grow from small things like that. So a good way to start building your audience is to engage with the Facebook communities. Be the person who has all of the information. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to store A to Z of travel agency must knows in your head, because that is exactly what Facebook and the internet is for. But Facebook groups and communities, You can literally just search in there, as they've done here on the right hand side, what is the best hotel in Cancun? And you will see then other people's posts. You'll see public posts. You'll see things from different groups. It will all come up on there. They've put there, what activities do you recommend doing in Nevada? It doesn't necessarily mean that the Grand Canyon's going to come up at the top every single time. Other people will have posted things that would pop up there, other groups, other travelers, other websites. So you can use all of that. But by doing that and just getting back to your customer with what they've asked, you don't have to know the answer. You go and find it, you send it back to them, bang. You've done the right thing, you've given them the correct information without them knowing that you did not know that in the first place. Oh my gosh, no, it's not. That's fine. I thought it's gone back to the beginning. And then with regards to what we were talking about earlier, you can, of course, advertise pretty much anything that you want on Facebook, to be honest with you. And it says there, we are aware of how scary it can seem to spend money on ads, especially if you don't have the experience with it. And there are obviously different ways to go about doing that. And you absolutely can reach out to people who do it as, for a living. But it's truly not a difficult thing to do. Once you know you've got the right post or it's something that you're messing with, use smaller amounts of money if that's what you're wanting to do, and just see how people react and engage to it. So a Facebook ad versus a boosted post. So the first thing that you should know is that there's two different ways to promote something specific. So boosting a post will get a wider audience. And that is going to mean that you are driving engagement with likes, with comments. Ultimately, of course, people will be maybe having a look at what else you might have posted, things like that. And again, all you do there, boost this, and it'll just take you through a couple of different options. And then the Facebook ad is just a slightly more advanced way to advertise, does give you a little bit more to choose from, and also will ask you what the goal is. If the goal is to boost your page followers, or if it's to gain more likes and comments, and you can choose that kind of thing. And then you've also got an action button. So book now, contact us. And obviously, first, if you were wanting to advertise specific deals and things, that would be absolutely ideal to have those buttons in place. So in order to go ahead and do something like that, you will head to the advertising manager tool. And it's on your page where it says there, click on the link at the bottom of the page called create ad. That is on your page. And then you choose your campaign name in the quick creation menu. Nobody will be able to see it. So it's just something for you to be able to remember. So it could be, I don't know, Thailand island hopping. It doesn't sound great to, although I'm sure it probably does sound great to a customer. It's not overly engaging to a customer, but you just know what specifically what it is that you're posting about there, and you can go back to it. And then set your campaign objective. So is it that you want more page likes? Is it that you ideally want more traffic to and from your page specifically? Is it that you want post engagement? You can choose that on there as well. And then define your target audience. So you can filter by location, you can filter by age, by gender, interests, everything on there you can choose. So I once remember having finding a deal for Benidorm actually. I'm in Blackpool for anybody who doesn't know, and it just so happened that the deal that came through was flying from Glasgow. But when I say it was cheap, and obviously we are going back a good probably 6 years or so here, 6, maybe 7 years, but we had 4 nights in Benidorm flying from Glasgow for £109 per person. Absolutely fantastic deal, but hours away from us. So we did this, and we could literally choose to target our market audience to Scotland, to people around that area, to people who had searched Scottish airports and things like that. You can do that just on this page. It's absolutely great, and it's very, very easy. And then choosing between automatic placements and edit placements. So what that means is where your ads are going to be shown. If you choose the automatic option, which is the one that it will automatically recommend to you, that will place the ads where it's most likely to perform best. If you choose the edit option, that will allow you to specify the exact location manually rather than them doing it on your behalf. This is then where you would put your budget and your schedule in. So as I was saying, you might just want to spend, let's just say £5. You might just want to spend £5. Budgets are there, schedules are there. As I say, if you're spending £5, you might be able to create your ad for 2 days. If you're spending £10, you might be able to do it for 4 days. Or if you're spending £5, you might be able to do it for 4 days, but it'll reach a small amount of people each day. If you were spending £10, you could do 2 days and reach a huge amount of people each day. There's different options for you, and it's very, very easy to tailor it to yourself, and obviously what's best for you. And then you'll choose between your format. So what do you want it to look like? Do you want it to be displayed as a video or a photograph? Is it a slideshow? Again, there's all different things that you can do on there, and you can mess about with it. So you can choose each different option and see how it would look before you go ahead and post anything. And then you can customize your message. So you can see here it says, here is where you'll need to be very creative. So choose your words wisely, make it fun, make it attractive, but also as specific as possible. So anybody looking at this does need to know exactly what it is that they're going to be getting if they go ahead and click that button. Again, you can try out different options. There's all different ways of doing it. And until you physically press post now or create ad now, you can mess about with anything, and you're not doing anything wrong. You're not messing anything up. And then what info you'll require from your customers. Select the information you want to collect on the questions tab. Remember to only ask for necessary information that will be useful to your business. If you ask too many, chances are that your client will not fill out the form and they'll just disappear off your page. And then secure personal information. Make sure to review this step because it is very important. On the privacy policy section, don't forget to add the link to your company's privacy policy. I do believe that that is on the Travel Cafe. Top right hand side, if you just type it into the search bar, it will come up for you. And after finishing everything, you'll end up on the thank you screen, which is where you'll need to add a link to your website if you've got one. And that way, once a person has completed your form, a message will then also pop up for them if they wish to visit your official website. And then finally, all you have to do there is review everything. So everything that you've picked that might have been an option, it'll show you there. And you can then literally finish and place the order, and that is it. It's done. That looks like a lot of steps, but each of those steps are in quite a bit of detail. It's really, really not hard at all. You can't even really go wrong, because if you miss something, it won't let you go past the page. It'll tell you what you've missed. And then the future of Facebook for travel agents. So as time goes on, social networks and platforms are consistently changing. I'm sure we've all seen that, as well as the way that we use them. Smartphones have had a crucial role in the changes, and mobile phones are slowly becoming the preferred device for internet browsing. So more than 70% of Facebook users will access social network via mobiles. It's very important, therefore, that we are able to optimize your online and Facebook presence for a good mobile-friendly experience. Again, that comes down to things like having photographs that are too big to fit on the screen. I'm sure we've all seen that before. You can't see the left or the right hand side, or somebody's head slightly cut off, whatever it might be. Um, and again, there's advertising guidelines on Facebook where that'll help you with things like that as well. Um, Good old Mark Zuckerberg, he's always up to something, isn't he? So he's highlighted that Facebook is betting big on augmented reality and looking to give new functionality to its messaging and camera tool. So we want people to be able to use their camera for more than just taking pictures, and Messenger will slowly become a chatbot. So, as a matter of fact, if businesses can figure out a way to implement chatbots to their strategy, it will certainly generate a lot more revenue. So, for those that don't know, a chatbot, I'm sure we've all seen them somewhere. You are literally having a conversation via a chat interface. We'll have all used them. I feel like they pop up everywhere nowadays. So, new experiences with virtual reality, besides the chatbot and the new camera functionalities, entrepreneurs will see a lot of users showing a big interest in live videos and virtual reality, also known as VR. We expect companies to use VR to create new experiences for customers and to communicate with them on a new level. So again, I've used one of these. I don't know if anybody else has. They are crazy, these VR things. They're unbelievable. So imagine being able to create a quick preview video of their next trip to Paris, or showing your customers what it'd be like to swim with sharks in somewhere like Mexico. New and innovative ways to sell vacation packages and attract potential customers. And these things are only going to be, I think, will start being used more and more and more as well. So almost like getting ahead of the game with a presentation like this. As you can see, Facebook is definitely not yet prepared to disappear, and there is a lot going on. New things. They're always looking for new ways to be different, be unique, which is exactly what you guys need as well with regards to your business. And then suggestions for connecting with your clients, being real. That is a huge one. It sounds like an odd thing, but again, we've had the conversation of people buying from people, being real, being yourself, not sort of using very robotic and words, still have your own spin, your own personality, being funny, sharing a laugh with your followers. That it always has quite big engagement, to be honest. Twitter accounts for Cookie Maker Oreo and fast food chain Wendy's, as well as bizarre television ads from deodorant seller Old Spice, provide fun examples of how to stick the landing. And then by being current. So, pop culture nods and memes give brands other fun ways to connect with customers. Do you run a coffee shop? Let followers see what you in a coffee shop. Let followers see what your signature cups look like. Baby Yoda's hands using funny spins on things. Obviously, gifts are everywhere. There's just different ways of engaging, and also it'll help you to find a spin of what attracts customers as well. Being tech savvy, there are several ways to integrate tech into your branding. Offering features like a chatbot assistant on your website will, of course, help you stand out, as well as the straightforward instant reply messages and things like that are a really, really good tool. And they do just show a slightly higher level of professionalism as well. And by being socially aware, whether the work you do is tied to a cause or movement, adopting moral and ethical stances can become a branding decision in and of itself. It can even score you some publicity, as it did for the razor brand Gillette when it released an ad pushing back at toxic masculinity. But if you're contemplating this route, beware, because not all consumers are fans. And if you go down this road, be sure to do so with the first point on this list in mind. What I'm going to do, guys, obviously I am very conscious of your time as well, is I did not realize how long the Facebook one was. I'm just going to go through a couple of points with regards to like your main sort of do's, if you like, the things that are really, really going to help. And it's very, very straightforward things. Printing your business cards, for example, should always have the essentials on there. And by the way, I understand how silly that might sound to some people, but the amount of people that will have forgotten to put a telephone number on there or the name of the company on there, and it can look absolutely brilliant, but then you can look at, I don't even know what it is that I'm looking at. But on top of that, your social media handles, your Facebook page name, your Instagram page name, your TikTok name, whatever it may be, and make sure you carry them round with you as well. And as I said earlier, consistency is key when it comes to social media. It doesn't matter if you can only post once a day, just make sure you do post that once a day. Excuse me. And obviously, with the scheduling tool as well, I could sit here now if I wanted to and schedule a post for every single day this week. But I've sat and done it all on a Tuesday night, and then I can forget about it. I can forget about finding them, or, all I'm doing is then seeing what interactions I've had with the posts and things like that. The other thing I wanted to talk about is really, really straightforward stuff. Use Facebook. Facebook's huge. It's absolutely huge. You've just seen the stats there. But with regards to travel agent pages, use them. I have shown somebody today a group that I actually follow. I'm going to go straight into the first, literally has I think it was 47,000 members. And the name of the page is I Need a Travel Agent. No problem. No problem at all. 47,000 people that are all on the same page asking for a travel agent. We should absolutely be all over that. And as I explained to the lady that I was talking to today, you won't get everyone. And that's absolutely fine. You'll see some, and they've already had 50 plus comments on them. No problem. Chances are they've already probably spoken to somebody, but you could also nip on that page and catch somebody just as they've posted something saying that they need to speak to a travel agent. Bang, you're in there. You can also use that to post your own business page on there, because why not? You've got 47,000 people that all follow that one group alone, and that won't be the only one. That's just the one that I personally am part of. I imagine there'll be tons and tons of them out there. If each one has got an average of somewhere between 40 and 50,000 members, there absolutely is room for every single person to be a part of these and gain some clients. As I say, ask your friends and your family to share your business page for you. And also ask your clients directly. Can I ask, would you recommend me to your friends and family? Obviously, in an ideal world, the answer will be yes every single time. If the answer is no, as much as that might be a little bit gut wrenching, ask why. Explain that, I'm really sorry that happened. And it could be something so straightforward. Hopefully, it's something so straightforward. And to be honest, it's going to be very, very few and far between the people that would say no. But don't be frightened to ask. I feel like over here, in our country specifically, we are so kind and so thoughtful of other people's feelings and not wanting to come across too strong or too hard. It's almost like, oh, I don't know if I dare ask. I don't know. We used to have people at my previous employment, we used to have people we never knew that would randomly get sent questionnaires about the person, the agent that they had dealt with in store. So it got to the point where we would say to customers, we didn't know if they were going to receive this or not, but we would say to them, may I ask, if you were to receive one of our questionnaires, would you rate me a 9 or a 10 today? And if the answer's no, I mean, it's probably one of those sort of moments. But if the answer's no, okay, no problem. Can I ask why? Well, you've not found me what I've wanted yet, or it was too expensive, whatever it might be. But ask the question. If you don't know the answer, good or bad, you can't change it, you can't keep it the same. You just will not know. So it's a really good, small, very small tip to take away, but you'd be surprised at how many people wouldn't think to just go ahead and ask the question. And the other thing that I wanted to share as well is it did say it on the presentation, but it doesn't all have to be serious. So we had a viral, again, this is at my previous employment. I do have to go off them because that was the last time I was a travel agent. We had a post that went viral, and the post was just a photograph. It wasn't even a video. And it was like a completely unrealistic, massive, massive 12-foot tall suitcase with a female stood in front of it that said, how my girlfriend packs when we go away for a weekend. That's all it was. And when I say it went viral, we didn't publish it, we didn't boost it, we didn't turn it into an advert, nothing. And all of our posts over the week or so that had been getting 20, 30, 50 likes, this one got something like 12,500. And that's all it was. It was just, there was no selling on there. There was no, we do this, we do that. It was just a huge suitcase, a female stood in front of it. This is how my girlfriend packs when we go away for one night or go away for a weekend. But what it then did was it brought people to our page, and then they knew who we were and what we were selling. Then they might have a little scroll, see what we're posting. And then all of a sudden, something might have taken the fancy. They've liked that post because it's travel related. It's a little bit funny. It's a little bit cheeky. Probably very, very relatable, certainly for someone like myself. But ultimately, they're interested, travel related. So they've gone on, they've had a look. And then before you know it, they've tagged the girlfriend or they've tagged the boyfriend or whoever it might be. And it's another engagement. And then all they have to do is hit the follow button and they're following your page. It's constantly gaining, but it doesn't always have to be serious. It can be a little bit fun and a little bit cheeky. It's not crossing any boundaries. I don't think it's not crossing any boundaries. It's not upsetting anybody. And it's just a little bit something unserious and fun and laughable, but something so simple that can grow your page as well. If you need anything, please drop me an email. As and when I can respond, I absolutely will. I'll try and help with anything. And if I can't help, I'll certainly go and source an answer for you. Not a problem at all. Aside from that, I'm going to let everybody go. And I'll see anybody who's joining on Thursday for the next one.